A fed-up North Philly store owner hires armed security guards with AR-15s due to surging crime in the city. Well, this is all part of the old Welcome to Philadelphia. Hey, everyone, welcome back. This story caught my attention because it's near and dear to me. I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I grew up in the Roxborough section of the city, which was the greatest place for a kid to grow up back then, okay? But there were other sections of Philadelphia, like East Germantown, West Philly, born and raised. The playground is where I spent most of my... No. And then there's North Philly, okay? In the 1960s, North Philly went through the whole turf wars thing, which is when you were a young black man and you walked into the wrong neighborhood, which could be a block or two away from where you lived, you could have your head blown off. The least of which you would have the living shit beaten out of you, okay? Love him or hate him, Frank Rizzo, for the most part, did away with that with policing tactics to go after the gangs and the turf war mofos. That could be a whole video on its own, though. So we have here a gas station owner in Philadelphia hired armed security guards with AR-15 rifles and tactical gear after Democratic policies led to rising crime rates. Now, it would not surprise me if the Philadelphia Democrats were more upset that these security guards were carrying AR-15s than the fact that the store owner needed to hire security guards with AR-15s. Okay? So Neil Patel, who is the owner of Carco gas station in North Philly, said, "We are completely tired from this all nuisance, stealing, robberies, ATM missing." That one caught my attention, ATM missing. I worked at a gas station on City Line Ave in Philly when I was a young strapping lad. And we used to work inside behind the glass. It was bulletproof glass. You know, the cages, you've seen them. And most of the day, we didn't dare come out of that. Okay, well, not in that neighborhood. Well, one day, I heard a commotion going on down the street, and I saw cops going down and all, but I looked out the window of the station that I worked at, and I saw what looked like to be a drugged-out young black man, and he was dragging a cash register down the street by the electrical cord. The cash register looked very heavy, and so the guy couldn't carry it, but he was dragging it down the street. He was doing his best. I came to learn later on that the guy that I saw that the cops missed because they were heading to the store, to the gas station, he had walked into the A&P just down the street from our station. He walked up to the guy that was behind the counter, pulled out his weapon, and shot him dead without even question. Just went in, boom, shot him dead. According to the security cameras, he then hopped over the counter and tried to open the register, but it was one of those registers that you needed a code to punch in. There was no key to it. So there was no one else in the store at that time who could have given him the code, right? So he figured that he wasn't going to waste a good killing and a whole bullet for nothing. So he tried to pick up the register and realized it was just too damn heavy for him. So this enterprising young man, this is why I saw him dragging the register down the street by its cord. Okay, so I guess he figured he was going to somehow open it when he got home. He never made it home. Cops got him. Okay, so Patel told an NBC reporter, "In the middle of the night, nobody feels safe, and we are completely losing a lot of customers. They're forcing us to hire the security, high-level security, state level. Of course you don't feel safe because you're in Philadelphia, and the brain-dead morons who live there, they voted in a brain-dead moron like John Fetterman, so what do you want? You know, who wants to let a third of prisoners out of Pennsylvania prisons on early release? Fetterman also wants to release second-degree murderers who have life sentences. So that's the voting electorate there. Okay, so what do you expect? All right, and when you have a district attorney in Philadelphia who spends more time trying to figure out how to release criminals than to prosecute them, it sends a message to the criminal world. And yes, there is a criminal world in Philadelphia. It sends a message to the criminal world that they can get away with practically anything, and they do. And something interesting happened when wokeness infected all of our Democrat politicians, and this goes through the whole country. This is just my little theory, okay? Because of wokeness, all right, a part of wokeness was to trash white people for the plights of black people and other people of color. Because of that, woke politicians of any color and stripe began to feel that they didn't have to give a shit about the voting constituents anymore. They knew that they could just throw some woke bullshit out there and during their campaigns, and because they are woke and part of the woke supremacy, and the other woke supremacists who are members would follow suit, and they would all vote for them anyway, because they were all woke, right? Patel said, we are tired of this nonsense, robbery, drug trafficking, hanging around gangs. Well, I feel you, brother, because I went through it too. Folks, the Democrats have planned and are presiding over the decline of the civil society. They realize that they can get rich off the backs of victims and a victimhood mentality, okay? They're two different things, but like a lot of sociopaths, they don't give a rat's ass who lies in their wake as they enrich themselves. They just don't care. Andre Boyer, who is the head of PA Site Agency Security, said, it's out of control. What we have now going on in the city of Philadelphia is chaos. The criminals have the keys to the sea. Boyer said that since they began providing protection at the gas station 3 weeks ago, consumers have been appreciative. Of course they have been. The manager added that the issues have been resolved. People want change. People deserve it. And I'm telling you, he said, the people are very grateful to the owner for doing this. Let's take a look at this. He's one of the guards, obviously. He's strapped. And see, most criminals in North Philly are cowards. They see a guy like this out front, they're not going in there. Two guys out front? Impossible. So the sad thing is that it's cheaper and more effective for the owner to pay these guys salaries.
How late you guys going to be here?
6:30.
6:30.
Security boss.
I would think so.
Look at this guy, looks like a cop. Isn't that something? I mean, think about that, folks. It is cheaper for this store owner to hire a security firm than it is to let the hoodlums come in and rob them blind, possibly harm them too, right? Let's take a look at this one now. Here's a second one. It's a news story.
Heavily armed security guards now stand at this Carco gas station in North Philadelphia along Broad Street near Allegheny.
What do you got there? This is an AR-15
Broad Street in Allegheny.
Armed with long rifles and tactical gear, the owner of the gas station hired a security after mounting problems in and around the store.
Lately, we are completely tired from this all nuisance. Scaling, robbery, ATM missing.
Neil Patel is the gas station manager who showed us what vandals even did to his own car.
3 weeks ago, they cut my tire. I fixed that. Then they broke my bumper. I fixed that. And I fixed that. Next day, did this.
Vandals breaking his windshield in the store, bags of food thrown on the floor. He says people selling drugs on the property are a constant threat. And many times, calls to police go unanswered.
Middle of the night, and nobody feels safe. And we are completely losing a lot of customers.
It's out of control. What we have now going on in the city of Philadelphia is chaos. The criminals have the keys to the city.
Andre Boyer heads PA Site Agency Security. He says since they started security detail here 3 weeks ago, customers have expressed their gratitude.
Right.
The manager says problems have gone away.
People want change. People deserve it.
Democrats ain't going to give it to you.
People are very grateful to the owner for doing this.
I really feel like that's the very best thing they could ever do.
You feel
There you
safer
go.
here with an armed security guard at the gas station?
Yeah.
Damn Skippy, you do.
You can't pump gas. You can't run in the store
Yeah.
to get a bag of chips.
Imagine that.
Your mom can't get off the bus stop and just go home at night without something happening.
To be honest, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, but I'd rather us be safe than sorry.
One business now taking drastic measures to keep their customers safe in Philadelphia. Johnny Art.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Having to live in neighborhoods like that? Stop voting Democrat is what I say. Now, Broad and Allegheny. Okay, that's where I went every day for over 4 years. I went to Temple University, which is in North Philadelphia. And Broad and Allegheny is where I would make my turn coming from Roxborough. If I took a bus, here's how Philly is. If I took a bus to get to school from Roxborough, it would take about an hour and 15 minutes, unless there was an accident and it could be 2 hours, all right? But if I drove there, it took 20 minutes. So from Roxborough, I would drive down Henry Avenue and then hit Allegheny and then make a right on Allegheny down Broad to Temple University. It was like a mile down the road. Here's the thing, though. Students, okay, were encouraged to not go even 2 blocks off campus because you would enter Vietnam territory. That's what it was like. And folks, I graduated from college in 1986. One year I got a parking pass, right, in one of the lots. It was exactly 2 blocks off campus. I was like, crap, but the university would send jitney buses around every 30 seconds to pick students up from the parking lot and drive them to the school because it was so damn dangerous. And like I said, I graduated in 86, so it hasn't gotten any better with age down there. So there you have it. Americans are no longer relying on the government to help them because the government is the damn problem when Democrats are in charge. All right? And they solve their own problems themselves by creating a security firm for the gas stations, probably other businesses as well. So now we just have to worry about what other types of establishments these slimeball criminals are going to prey upon. All right, so that's it. Thanks a lot. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you in the next one.